Welcome back, CATatoes, to my channel for a new episode of the K-Drama Legacy Generation 1 Fisherman's Daughter, episode 22. In the last episode, Hyung-sik's hotel had its 20th anniversary celebration, and Yoonah did decide to cater it. And she did a phenomenal job and really impressed a lot of people with their skills, and so much so that people were asking for her information so they could have her come cater their own events. And she did come face to face with Mrs. Park at one point, but it really wasn't as bad as she thought it might be. After the party, things heated up between Yoonah and Hyung-sik, and they couldn't contain their feelings for each other anymore, and they moved their relationship to the next level. And Yoonah also continued working her way up in her career, and that is where it leads us to the start of today's episode. After the hotel's big event, and that night, things between Hyung-sik and I continued to progress and get more serious. Even so, we both were still kept busy between our different jobs. Regardless, we still made sure we had time for each other. We also decided to come clean to my parents about the nature of our relationship. It was about a week after the hotel event that we sat down with them and confessed we were officially together. Of course, Dad already knew, so he just pretended to be surprised and congratulated us. As for my mom, she was bouncing off the walls. She had suspected it, but still hadn't been 100% sure. She was absolutely beaming at the news. I was honestly worried she would start talking about grandkids and the like. Thankfully, she saved me from that embarrassment. She got herself focused instead on all the details. She wanted the whole story of when it happened and how. Of course, we gave her the shorthand version and kept out some other details. Needless to say, I was relieved that things went over so well. Honestly, it was refreshing to have so much excitement and support, compared to how Mrs. Park seemed to feel about it. Speaking of Mrs. Park, I had only seen her on the rare occasions here and there since the event. Hyung-sik had said she was busy working on some new contracts with other companies and trying to renegotiate certain things. Before we knew it, our 1-year anniversary was coming up of being a couple. I couldn't believe it. Had that much time passed already? We'd been through so much together that it felt as though we'd known each other for our whole lives. Hyung-sik had told me to make sure I didn't make plans so we could spend the day together. We'd started off meeting at the fish market for some shopping and to recall where it was we first met. Later on, we went to the sandbar for a light lunch and drinks as we talked about when we coincidentally ran into each other again. I laughed, remembering the awkward blind date I had been on at the time, and he confessed that he had felt disappointed when he heard I was on a date. Then we headed to the Salani Beach Club to reminisce about when he confided in me about his dad and tried to test the waters to see if I was interested in him at all. I had to tell him that he had made my heart beat so fast back then, as I had thought for sure he was going to kiss me. I could tell he was pleased with himself. As the evening drew on and the sun began to set, we arrived at his house. Instead of going inside, we walked along the shore, letting the water lap gently at our feet. The air was calm, seagulls calling out in the distance, and the hum of cicadas making their presence known. We stood side by side, taking deep breaths, smelling the salty air and taking in the beauty around us. That's when it happened. Hyung-sik turned to look at me, saying my name in his gentle, soothing voice. Yoonah, there's something I need to say. I faced him, curious what he could mean. He looked so serious after all. Of course. What is it? Well, we've been through a lot together, and I want to make sure you know how much that means to me. The good and the bad. We've had our ups and downs, but it was always worth it. You've always been worth it. I know for a fact my mother hasn't made things easy on you, and I can't apologize enough for that. But I hope you know what my mother thinks doesn't matter. Our relationship is between us and no one else. There's something I've been thinking about for a long time now. I want to be upfront and show you what you mean to me." I gasped in shock at what happened next. Hyung-sik knelt down in the sand, pulling a small box from his pocket and opening it. "Yoonah, I've never felt this way about anyone. You've truly taught me and shown me what it means to have a family and what love is really about. No matter what else comes our way, whether good or bad, I want to go through it with you, and only you." I could feel my eyes beginning to water as tears brimmed around the edges. I couldn't believe this was happening. He took a deep breath and smiled up at me. "Yoonah, would you do me the greatest honor of marrying me and allowing me to stand by your side as your husband, friend, and companion?" I couldn't hold it back now. I let the tears fall. "Hyung-sik, of course I will." I immediately reached forward, embracing him, sobbing tears of joy. I couldn't believe this was happening. It was like a dream. I hadn't seen this coming at all. It was now that I could see he had us going around to all those places from the past to build up to this moment. It was so romantic, so sweet, and just so Hyung-sik. As we were lost in our own world at that moment, suddenly several faces popped out from behind the nearby bushes. Min, Do-hwan, and So-hee all wore huge smiles on their faces and clapped their hands. "Congratulations, bestie! You're engaged! I can't believe it!" Min raced over and lifted up my hand to take a look at the jewel now glistening on my finger. "Little Hyung-sik is growing up before my eyes," So-hee chuckled. Hyung-sik rolled his eyes, but laughed. "Congrats and all, but it was a little cheesy," Do-hwan mumbled. Min elbowed him in the side. "Seriously? If anything, I think you should be taking notes." Everyone laughed together, partaking in the bliss that was filling the air. Everything was so perfect. Hyung-sik and I were engaged, and our closest and dearest friends had been there to witness it and take pictures. It was a night for the books, and one that I'll never forget. After all, it's the night that began the start of my whole new life. That's right, everyone. Yoonah and Hyung-sik are officially engaged. Can you believe it? So it is the next morning. As you guys can see, the sun is coming up. It's just a nice, cool day. There was a big thunderstorm during the night. There's our boy Hyung-sik. Hey there, Hyung-sik, how you doing? And yeah, so they had a great night hanging out with their friends after the proposal happened, all laughing and talking and chatting about it. And then Yoonah stayed the night with Hyung-sik to celebrate, of course. And she still can't get over just the giddy feelings that she's having right now. She can't believe this is real. This is what's really going on in her life. And oh, she is just so excited. But yeah, there was a huge storm during the night. So of course the two of them snuggled to stay warm and cozy and whatnot. And then she couldn't help herself, but she went ahead and grilled some chicken this morning for everybody. I think that's what she did. Yeah, some grilled chicken and corn on the cob. But Hyung-sik did make a salad, so looks like she is helping herself to some of that. But yeah, she is so happy. You can see engaged. These Sims are engaged to be wed. Save the date. Oh, I'm so happy for them. So let's take a look because I wanted to see if it has anything else in here. Yeah, soulmates, engaged, wholesome. So they have a romantic dynamic. They're neighbored with each other. They're very satisfied. And then they have in love with my best friend. And then of course we got this residency rejection because Hyung-sik in the last episode, if you guys don't remember, didn't watch it, he actually asked Yoonah to move in with him. And I don't like that there's not like a middle option of like, maybe later, let me think about it, instead of just like a yes or no. Because if you do no, because you just don't want him to as part of your storyline, then they get a negative sentiment. And if you say yes, then of course they're going to move in, and I'm not quite ready for them to do that. So anyways, they are just enjoying themselves, having a good laugh. He can't believe that Yoonah is going to be his wife one day. He is just, and look at this view. Look at the dolphins jumping back there too. Like, what a gorgeous scene, you know, to wake up to in the mornings, honestly. So, of course, Yoonah had to message her mom last night. She's like, yes, Mom, I'm with Hyung-sik, but I'm also with Min and Do-hwan and Sohee. And so her mom, she was honestly okay with it. I mean, she knows Yoonah is an adult, and plus her mom is just thrilled that they're in a relationship. And they've been together for months now since they actually confessed it to her parents. So, yeah, it's not like it's just something that happened the other day. So, yeah, she is going to have to let her parents know that they are engaged. So that's going to be something exciting that we're going to have to get done. I can't remember if she has work. She does have work in 4 hours. It looks like from 12 to 5. Wow, that's not a very long time. It's only 5 hours. That's how long her work shift is. I swear she had like longer than just that, but that's okay. I'm okay if it's just a short shift like that. So okay, well, we will have her go to work, and then after work I think we're gonna have Hyung-sik come to dinner with us at our parents' house. He's like, of course. And he's like, just so you know, I did ask your dad for permission, so don't think that he's gonna be shocked. He already knows, and he gave me the full approval. So Yoonah's thrilled to hear that. She thinks it's so sweet that he did that. But of course, it's really going to be big news for her mom. And for some reason, my game just keeps leaving this as an awkward encounter. And I don't know why, because they've been like in such a good mood. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. And Sentiment Gain, you're fun to be around. Really enjoy spending time with you. Okay, so things are good. He's learned the following skill. Oh, that Hyung-sik has the following skill. And look at these people out here swimming in the rain. I mean, I don't think it's quite as bad as when we... Okay, maybe it is quite bad. Like when we had the monsoons. Just saying. But yeah, guys, we're going to have a wedding to plan, and I'm so excited about it. Of course, Yoonah, she's excited about it, but she's also a little concerned because she does not know how Mrs. Park is going to take it, and like if she's just going to take control of the wedding, or if she's going to even allow them to get married. Oh my gosh, that was so close. That was so nearby. That freaked me out. So anyways, I think we're going to go ahead and get our girl back to her house so that she can get ready for work, since she does have it in 2 hours. So let's go ahead and have her kiss her boo. She's like, I love you so much, Hyung-sik. Thank you so much. Last night was perfect and amazing. I couldn't have asked for anything better. And he's like, of course, babe. I'll see you later. Okay, after work. Have a good day. And she's like, of course. Now that I saw you. Just kidding. So, all right, let's get our girl home. So Yoonah is home, and she is coming over to hug her little sis. I'm trying to think, guys, like for the wedding, do you think it would be strange to ask her sister to be the flower pal? Like, I feel like that's something a little girl does, but at the same time, it's like, well, you know, I don't know any little kids really, so it could work. So, because I'm thinking for the Sim of Honor, I would want it to be Min, because that's like been her best friend, because her sister really doesn't care. Like, she's letting her sister know, she's like, hey, I have a secret. I'm engaged, and I'm going to tell mom and dad tonight officially. Of course, dad already knows. And her sister's like, oh my gosh, seriously? I'm so excited for you. So it's really nice to see that her sister is happy for such a big step in her life. And we are about to head to work here in just a second. So we're going to send our girl out, and then I will see you guys tonight when Hyung-sik comes over for dinner. Yoonah has just gotten home from work, and she is freaked out because this storm still hasn't stopped. But her mom does know that Hyung-sik is coming over for dinner, so currently she is in the kitchen making some taco casserole for everyone. And oh my gosh, Barum, why are you just like hanging out in the bathroom? But anyways, we'll get our girl to come on in here. Let's get her to take a nice warm shower because it is so cold outside and she's getting soaked to the bone, like honestly. And yes, of course, Soa, we know that you love cooking because you love being there for your family and supporting them. And Anuel's over here watching a zombie movie, freaking herself out, of course. So anyways, we're going to get our girl ready, and then we're going to have, of course, Hyung-sik come on over and have some food. Let's get her mom to clean the counter because it is looking nasty. But the taco casserole should be coming out here in a second. So hopefully it's going to be good quality. How did you do? How did you do? Oh, it's excellent quality. Thank goodness. And we'll put it right here in the center of the table so that everybody can get it. And let's go ahead and call Hyung-sik. We've got to invite our boo. And let's see, invite over to the current lot. Let's see if we can get him to come on over. Our dad is outside playing in the mud. That is not surprising. Of course he is. And hopefully Hyung-sik will be over here soon. He'll be right over. Perfect. There he is, right on time. Oh, thank goodness. So she is going to greet her boy with, of course, a little kiss. Let's see. Oh, he already came in, so we're okay. So let's go ahead and we will call everyone to the meal so that way we can have something to eat. Everyone likes to talk on a full belly. So, all right, come on over. And Soa is so excited to see Hyung-sik, and her dad is too. He's like, hey son, how's it going? And he's like, oh, things are going really great, really great. Gives him a wink. And her dad's like, uh-huh. So, you know, her dad, he's not dumb. He knows what's about to happen. And of course, Soa is just over here eating in the kitchen because she's trying to make sure that everyone has what they need and the like. So we're going to have her mom come and sit down and we're going to chat with her. We want to tell her what has happened. And so let's go ahead and find that option. Oh my goodness. Friendly, let's see, affection is there, announce engagement, there it is. So she's like, hey mom, there's something that I need to tell you that happened yesterday. And her mom's like, really? Well, is everything okay, honey? Like, what is it? You can tell me anything. Mom, Hyung-sik proposed to me and I'm engaged. And her mom's like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Yoonah, this is unbelievable. Like, she's just blown away. She can't contain herself. Yoonah can't wait to tell everyone about her engagement. It's her favorite topic of conversation because she just can't keep it inside anymore. Now on to the wedding planning. So Soa is so excited. I wonder if it has any kind of like cute little moodlet about it, like old times, warmed heart. I don't know, but she's feeling supportive, so that's good. But anyways, so things went really well with our announcement to our mother. So I'm loving that. She's so excited. Let me come over here because we need to hug our mom, you know, let her know how much we appreciate her, hug lovingly, and just let her know that we are so excited about the event. And her mom's like, well, oh my gosh, we've got a wedding to plan. We've got so many things to do and all of that. So they are just going to work on planning everything. And her mom's like, well, we got to think of a venue and the dress. What are you going to do about a dress? And Yunah's like, Mom, don't worry about it. Like, I don't want this to be like a huge ordeal. Like, I mean, yes, it's our wedding, but I want it to be kind of, you know, kind of small. But obviously, with the way that Hyung-sik is with like this business and his mom and everything, she has no idea what size wedding it's going to be. Is it going to be big? Are they going to be able to like come to terms like in the middle, meet somewhere in the middle so it's not like crazy? And so what did this say earlier about Chin-hae has learned about Hyung-sik's financial status and Hyung-sik seems to be doing okay. Yeah, Chin-hae, he is doing okay. He really is. Oh no, what's happening here between Chin-hae and his daughter? Personal rift. Chiney is a people person, so the decline of his friendship with Hanyul is especially painful. It's hard not to take it personally. Oh, it's okay. She's about to graduate high school, so yeah. Yoonah is really excited for her sister because, things are going to be moving on. I was planning on having her already graduated right now, but I'll probably just do that in between this and the next episode. So, yeah. All right. Well, that went really well, and they're all in here just chatting and having so much excitement about it. Hanyul's talking about the wedding. She's like, "Oh, well, what colors do you guys want to do and wear?" And of course, Hyung-sik's like, "Well, of course we're going to get married here on the island. That's what matters most to me." And he's actually been telling the story to Soa and to Chin-hae about his father and how his father grew up on the island. And so they're just kind of blown away, like, oh my gosh, he has a connection to the island. And so they're finding it really cool that there is that like little tidbit of like family history here, because it makes them feel a little bit better that he does cherish the island. Because it also, for Soa at least, she's like, oh, well, maybe that means, that he'll keep my baby girl here, because once I have grandbabies, I want to have them nearby so I can play with them and whatnot. And so, she's just so excited. She had to get out of all that noise because the excitement's getting to her. She's getting jittery. She's got to go to sleep now. But Yoonah did really well at work today. Look, get married to Hyung-sik. Two souls coming together for the ultimate adventure. Hyung-sik couldn't be a better companion. We are gonna pin that one for sure. And then also, she did get her performance up a little bit. So once again, we are getting closer to another promotion. She does have work tomorrow as well. But we are gonna have to do like an engagement dinner of some sort. But we're going to have Hyung-sik and Mrs. Park, and then we're going to have Yoonah's parents. We have to have them all come together to meet, because they've never met Mrs. Park, and Mrs. Park has never met Yoonah's family, and Yoonah also has no idea if Mrs. Park even knows if they're engaged. So she's feeling a little stressed, a little concerned, a little worried, which makes sense. And oh my gosh, Hyung-sik, you are such an angel over here just cleaning up after everybody, like for real. Okay, let's go ahead and have her talk to Hyung-sik, because this is like a really serious conversation. It's not something that she wants to take lightly, because it's their future, and if she's going to marry him, she'll be marrying into his family, and she's going to be associating with his mom. So she needs to know exactly how things are going, and if he's told her. She's like, hey, so I do have a question for you, Hyung-sik. I know that we're engaged and everything, and I couldn't be happier. Like, I really couldn't. But have you told your mom? And he's like, Yoonah, I did tell her. I called her and I told her, and she didn't really say anything, to be honest. And she's like, what do you mean she didn't say anything? He's like, well, she kind of stayed quiet, and I just told her that this is what it is, that I want you for my wife, and I'm going to marry you no matter what she says. And she didn't say anything about it. So I'm pretty sure she's fine with it. Yoonah's finding that hard to believe. How would she just be okay with it after everything that has kind of happened? And he's like, well, you said my mom said something to you at the anniversary event, right? And she's like, yeah, it wasn't like a bad thing, and it wasn't a good thing either. Because remember, guys, at the anniversary event, she said something to Yoonah to the effect of like, oh, perhaps my son does know how to choose them. So she wasn't sure if it was a compliment or like an insult, or how she was really supposed to take that. And so she's kind of just feeling confusion. So when we have our engagement dinner with everybody, we're gonna have to see what happens. How is she going to react around it? And oh my gosh, why is everything breaking? Oh my goodness. I'm just replacing them all, and I have like no money, which is just fantastic. But our boy Hyung-sik looks like he's just hanging out a little bit. I think maybe we should, oh my gosh, Chin-hae, of course you're out there snorkeling. And so they're just out there having a romantic night together, and our boy Hyung-sik's just here alone. So we'll go ahead and send him on home, because it is getting late. But he wanted to make sure his girl was safe, tucked her in, and he was like, goodbye, babe, I'll see you later. Good morning, everyone. Yoonah has woken up in a very playful, excited mood. She is still feeling all of the jitters and nervous energy, but thrill of being engaged. And she loved that her friends were able to be there for that moment and that her parents are being so supportive. So she is going to take Barum out for a jog so she can take care of all of those needs. And it looks like her dad just got home from another fishing trip and I think he was successful, but he does look a little tense. So yeah, he's feeling a little overworked. So he couldn't be happier that there's going to be a wedding soon just so he can take a vacation. But he's also like, I'm just going to tell you now, I really don't want to plan anything with this wedding. She's like, oh, don't even worry. We don't want you touching anything. You just be there. I will take care of it all. She's so full of energy. She cannot help but think about all the possibilities of everything going on and like what Yoonah's going to wear for a dress. She's like, should she wear my old wedding dress or not? And of course, Chiney's like, please don't be that mom that tries to take control of the whole wedding. And she's like, I know, I'm just so excited and I want it to be beautiful. And what's this? While leaving the bathroom, Hanul notices that her chief academic rival has left her notebook sitting on the sink. It's got notes, homework, and lots of other important information inside. Should Hanul return it to its owner or toss it in the trash? She would return the notebook. She's competitive, but she's not rude. The owner is grateful to get it back and invites Hanul to her house to study sometime. Hanul didn't want to get ahead by being dishonest, so she did get a performance gain, which is awesome. So I'm glad things are going really well there. And then let's see, Yoonah will be going to work here in about 3 hours. It looks like she has run into Do-won. Of course, he's always somewhere over here at the beach. Where is he? Do-won, there he is. There's our boy. Hey, Do-won, what you doing? He's always hanging out near Min's house. He seriously is. He always wants to catch a glimpse of his beautiful boo. And look at this cute little house with like little clothes on the line. These chickens, they're just like the seagulls. Look at their legs. They are so stiff. They're nothing like the actual chickens we got with cottage living. Yoonah will be home from work soon, and unfortunately our girl got sad. She was just feeling a lot of emotions and being away from family and Hyung-sik, and so her performance has actually been going down, which is kind of frustrating because I'm trying so hard to get us to our next promotion. But yeah, she'll be home here soon, and then we're going to go out to dinner. That's right, to a fancy restaurant that Mrs. Park chose, and we're going to meet up with Hyung-sik, his mother, and then have our parents join us. And I believe his grandfather is also coming to the dinner. So, it's gonna be interesting. We have arrived outside the restaurant for our dinner with everyone. And oh my gosh, so what are you doing? Stop making a sandcastle. Oh boy. So anyways, I figured I'd show you guys this lot. Look how cute this is. So inside is where the chefs and the cooks are. You've got your restrooms over here, and then you've got each of these individual little tables that have like their own, like, see, some of them are on raised platforms, but they have their own like little tiki roofs, and it's just so cute. And so we are going to be trying to get this table over here because this is the only one that can really fit as many people as we have. But isn't this adorable? Like, I love this. It's so fancy and exquisite, and you can see people are dressing up real fancy. So yeah, it's gonna be a nice experience. I'm hoping. So Yoonah is requesting the large table, and hopefully everyone will sit down, but we know how Sims 4 dining goes. So we're just gonna have to see. But look how cute Chin-hae looks. Look at him and his little kimono thing, but he's still got his sandals. I love him. He's so cute. And of course we have Soa here looking beautiful in her dress. And then we've got Grandpa. Looks like he changed into his formal wear. And then, of course, we've got our boy Hyung-sik, who is always so handsome. I don't know where he has gone off to or where Mrs. Park is. Oh, there's Mrs. Park. So she is looking exquisite as usual. And Hyung-sik, what are you doing? He's probably swimming or something ridiculous, because that's just what Sims do when you're trying to actually have people sit together. So, okay, Yoonah, no, we're gonna have everyone come sit together at the table as you should, because this is a family affair. It's a family dinner. Everyone, we're trying to chat. So Yoonah's like, hi Mrs. Park, how are you? She's like, I'm doing well. How are you? And she's like, I'm great. And it looks like she is a little nervous, but it's okay. And she's like, this is my mom, So-Ayu, and my father, Chin-Ayu. And of course, Yoojin Park's over here just like, nice to meet you. And seems like things are going well. I wonder what Soha honestly thinks about Mrs. Park over here. We'll have her do a friendly introduction, because we do want her to get to know them. But we'll go ahead and order for the table, because we do know how long it takes for these things to go. We have ordered for everyone, so hopefully it will go well. Chin-Hae, of course, keeps standing up like they always do. We'll go ahead and have him do a friendly introduction to Mrs. Park as well. But Hyung-sik has finally come to join us, and look how cute everyone looks all dressed up and everything like that. It's just so cute and happy. So-Ah looks so beautiful. She really does. But it looks like Mrs. Park is slightly entertained. She is happy. She's like, yes, my name is Mrs. Park. I'm Hyung-sik's mother. And So-Ah's been complimenting her, so I think that's why it's going so well at the moment. She's like, oh my goodness, you're Hyung-sik's mother. I can see where he gets his good looks from. And oh, we just love Hyung-sik. He's such a sweetheart, and he's always so helpful. But you are just absolutely gorgeous and successful and everything. And so I think she likes that. So-Ah's like tooting her own horn, like she is just really like working her up. She's a little concerned about Chin-Hae, because she's like, he smells like fish, which he is a fisherman, so it makes sense. And Yoonah's just over here like, look how she's just eyeing everybody. She's like, Mom, oh my gosh. But I mean, she couldn't ask for anything better, honestly, because like, for her mom to be acting like that, her mom doesn't know anything really that's gone on with Mrs. Park. Her dad knows, so he's kind of like more suspicious about it. But the grandpa over here, Yoojin, he is just stoked. He is so excited, and he's like, oh, I'm so thrilled to have you join our family. It's gonna be so great. We're gonna have a fantastic wedding and all of this. And look, Hyung-sik is so happy to see Yoonah. Look, he's just gazing at her and watching the parents going, look at Chin-Hae. He looks so suspicious of Mrs. Park. He's like, I'm gonna look at this mini while she chats to me. He's like, oh, I see. But yeah, things seem to be going pretty well. It looks like Soa probably went to the bathroom or something. So Chin-Hae is just trying to, I think, scope some things out with her. He's like, so, how are you feeling about the whole engagement? And she's like, well, if my son is happy and this is what he wants, then I'm there for support, which it's like good, but it's not, because it's not really saying that she is like happy about it, And so Yoonah is having, once again, mixed emotions, and you can't blame the girl. You can't blame her. But look how these two are just eyeing each other, full of just so much love and happiness. And Baram, boy, what are you doing here? Why'd you come all the way to this restaurant for? But hopefully we'll be getting our food soon. Like, this waiter's just been like standing over here. Mr. Yamada, you're looking a little angry, and I need you to take a chill pill, okay? I need to get this figured out. So yeah, we're just really excited. Let's go ahead and tell what's his face. Small talk, enthuse about upcoming wedding. Well, I don't want her to have to like move out of her seat, talk about windy weather. Can't we just basically, well, if we announce engagement, I don't want it to have to make them stand up because it's already been enough trouble getting everyone to sit down. So yeah, our dog just couldn't handle being away from us. Oh, he must have missed Soa, which is really cute and precious. And man, are y'all done in here cooking? I mean, I guess they are cooking like a ton of food for everybody, so it does make sense. But honestly, the worst seems to have passed. I mean, she was concerned with when she first introduced what like Mrs. Park was going to do. Is she going to be super judgmental or what? But she's been pretty tame, honestly, at the moment. So I'm really happy about that. Let's see if we can, well, I don't want to give her a gift. Compliment? Yeah, let's try to flatter her. So Miss Park does seem to be in a good mood. We flattered her and she seemed to like that. Everyone seems pretty happy and Hyung-sik is focused. Chin-hae is confident, and then we've got Yoojin over here and he's just feeling happy. So everyone is doing really well emotional wise. So Yoonah is hoping that things will stay this way, but of course she has no idea like if she's alone with Mrs. Park, is something going to happen? Is she going to say anything? And I mean, they do still have a little bit of time before they're going to plan their wedding. They haven't selected the date yet, but I do plan on in the next episode it being the wedding. So just so you guys know, things are going to be progressing several months, and so yeah, we're just gonna make the most of it. So I just realized that my thing here still says wait to place order with wait staff. So like she still hasn't been seen, and I'm thinking that it's because maybe they can't get to them or not. Oh, nope. Here's the waiter. Oh my gosh, it's literally midnight. And we're just now getting to place our order. Oh, classic Sims 4 style. And apparently Yoonah and Hyung-sik have snuck off, leaving the parents alone just so they can look at the stars together. Isn't that cute? I don't know why they're like clipping into each other, but they are. They're like sitting way too close. I know you two love each other, but like you need to calm down. It looks like finally at 1 a.m. our food might be coming. Oh my gosh, and the waiter just dropped it. So you know what? We're just gonna go ahead and end this night because it is just not going well and everything like that. But we'll pretend that they are eating and that things are just fantastic. The waiter's over here like, oh, I'm so sorry. We had a little accident. We're gonna be working on it. So anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. I think things went really well. Yoonah and Hyung-sik are officially engaged. They are going to be getting married. The parents have officially met. Things seem to be going well. Oh my goodness, they got their food. Everyone is like in love with it. And so I think that's super cute. Yoonah, come eat your food. But everyone is excited about the upcoming wedding, except we still don't really know how Mrs. Park is feeling. Yoonah's got a lot of planning to do. Her mother wants to be involved. And of course, I think Soa, she's kind of hesitant to, because of the way, the persona of Mrs. Park, to ask her like, so how are we going about this wedding? Am I planning it? Are you planning it? Are we both planning it? Like how is this going to go? But I think they're going to kind of leave that up to Hyung-sik and Yoonah to decide on, and as far as we know so far. So it'll be interesting to see what goes down actually with it. But everyone is just so excited for them, and Yoonah is feeling so good about things. She's glad that this night hasn't turned into anything dramatic, and I think having Yoojin here too helps because he is like, I mean, it is Ji-Yu's father, and so he does kind of keep her in line and in check, and she's not going to make a scene either though, because like she does have a name to uphold, so it's not like she would just, oh my goodness. So I'm so sorry, it is 2:30 in the morning. But anyways, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. So thank you so much, Tater Tots, for joining me. If you aren't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the future episodes. And don't forget to hit that like button and drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. And I will catch you next time. See ya!